All right, everybody, welcome back and welcome in. It is From the Pocket, and oh my God, Christian, do we got to recap a couple games because we have our Super Bowl set. To be honest, I have no idea what the next couple of weeks are going to look like for us, so we're going to have to figure that out, but
it's a rematch. But this is the Super Bowl that happened 10 years ago when we were in college.
Yeah, 2014-15 season.
Okay.
We were freshmen in college the last time we saw this. It was kind of crazy because it really was like almost like pick the rematch you want, because three of the possible combinations, Seahawks, Broncos, Seahawks, Patriots, Rams, Patriots, were all rematches. The only non-rematch we could have gotten was Rams, Broncos. So, I guess the cream does rise to the top. It's not surprising that we got a Broncos-Patriots in an AFC championship. And then the Rams Seahawks, I mean, I think we've been on it. We're not the only ones. I think it's been commonplace. They've been the two best teams all year long.
And they met up, and what a game it was.
For sure.
A great game. Especially, it was a good game in that Broncos Patriots. I mean, the weather did kind of
totally derailed the game.
Derailed that game, but we'll talk about the decisions that were made in that game that
for sure
we have opinions on.
And we could go ahead and get started with that.
Whoa, Jake, we got to get the news. Some news dropped.
Oh, word? Okay, go ahead. Lead the way.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have chosen their head coach.
True, yeah.
And it is the one and only. You know him, you love him. Mike McCarthy. Let's give it up for Mike McCarthy.
Good for Mike. Dude, hey, look. Props to Mike. Packers, Cowboys, Steelers.
the preview.
And he was an assistant coach for the 49ers. He has really made his way around historically great franchises. So, hey, props to him.
All right, what are you opinions on about that? I got some thoughts on this.
Yeah, look, I don't hate the hire as much as I think most people do. To me, it's a decent hire. I give it a B-. I give it a B-.
You have a B?
I give it a B-. Like, I think one thing that people are missing that is a positive, and maybe this is just me, like, always wanting to kind of look for the positive. Like,
that's fair.
The Steelers are finally embracing offense, right? Like, Mike McCarthy does two things well.
But
he schemes up high-scoring offenses, which he did with the Cowboys and the Packers, and he develops quarterbacks. He developed, like, people don't want to hear it. He developed Aaron Rodgers. He did. He brought an Aaron Rodgers player. He inherited him. Aaron Rodgers mechanically was a mess, was all over the map, needed to be cleaned up.
Took what, 2 years?
Took him 3. He wasn't there for Aaron Rodgers' rookie season, but Aaron Rodgers 2 years sat on the bench under Mike McCarthy, cleaning up his mechanics. And then in 2008, they won 6 games in his first year starting. And then Aaron Rodgers in 2009 gets to the playoffs, loses, and then 2010 wins the Super Bowl, and he's the Aaron Rodgers that we all know and love. But, like, he doesn't become that. And he has said as much. He does not become that without, in part, Mike McCarthy. And Dak, Dak is the best version of Dak we have seen. But when you think of who Dak was in his years before Mike McCarthy and who he has been since Mike McCarthy, Dak has been an MVP candidate a couple times at this point.
They were winning 12 games.
Yeah. And
that's the other thing, 12 games, 3 back. This is for the argument for Mike McCarthy. I'm a little down on it.
And look, like, I acknowledge the embracing. I also acknowledge, hey, look, we can embrace the offensive approach without bringing in Mike McCarthy. Like, we can bring in Clint Kubiak.
I'm saying,
like, we can bring it. There's a lot of guys we can bring in.
He probably wants a head coaching job at this point, but we're getting to develop. You get your quarterback. You get like 1 year to, like, I don't know. He could have. We'll see.
And I hear that, and that's why, like, I have the opinion it's not a great hire. I'm not, like, jumping up and down like they nailed this, but, like, Mike McCarthy and look, I do feel I do sympathize to a degree. People are like, they literally just got offensive Mike Tomlin, which, yeah, basically you did. basically you got offensive Mike Tomlin. And I understand that's frustrating, and I'm not saying you should be happy about that, but like in the aggregate, at least they're embracing offense now. Like at least they're fine. Like Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, those have been their 3 coaches since the 60s. And all 3 of those guys were defensive-minded coaches. So, you know, the Steelers, I think Rooney the second is it's tough because I think we now live in an era of the NFL where these teams are so valuable that you want to protect that brand at all costs. And that's why teams like the Cowboys, the Packers, the Steelers, they don't take swings because they would rather go 9-8 every year and sell that they have a chance than actually take a swing and go 4-13 and bottom out and lose that shine of their brand. And that's what this is. So like it's a safe pick, it's a single, it's a decent pick, but it's not great, obviously.
You can take a hit or two. Like I don't think it's the end of the world.
I don't either, but they do.
I get that, but this was I'll meet you a little bit halfway. I think I do like the embracing of the offensive minded head coach. But like I said, like there are better candidates out there. Clearly,
at least more exciting ones.
The guy that's in the Super Bowl right now, who just had Sam Darnold throw for nearly 400 yards, against the Rams, like was just balling. And then, so I get that. Everybody, I did see a bunch of like Steelers memes. I thought that was really funny. But then, this is compared to the other hires. I think this is kind of the worst one. I know that that's a little hyperbole, but like it's this is kind of the worst one. Some bright sides. I do like the offensive side. Now, I mean, are we going to get a quarterback officially? Like this isn't a deep quarterback draft. It's Mendoza, and we're pretty much putting that in for the Raiders for this draft. I mean, you're going to do. Is Aaron Rodgers happy about this? I'm curious what Aaron Rodgers thinks. I know he's on the fence on. He hasn't said anything about if he's going to retire or not, but I wonder if that's on the menu. But yeah, this was not. I was not happy about this one. The other ones I've been okay with. This was the one I feel not like the best on. I give it a C+.
Well, and again, like I do think part of it is the context of where you're at as a team matters, right? Like for the Giants to bring in Harbaugh, as we talked about, they're just trying to stop the bleeding. Let's get a guy who has a proven track record who will get us back on the rail. I don't know if he'll win a Super Bowl here, but like in 5 years, if we're not just losing 13 games every year, that's a success. Yeah. The Steelers are not that. The Steelers are, let's go take a swing. And that's the thing that I think is so frustrating for me from the perspective of the Steelers is they have been an organization. The Rooney Rule is literally named after their owner. The idea that like you should be seeking out different kinds of candidates than you might otherwise. Like that's what the spirit of that rule is. Like, and that comes from them. And it is a little surprising to me to see them settle for Mike McCarthy. It just does not scream the Steeler way historically. It really does feel like this team is conceding. We're just trying to survive out here.
And one thing you didn't, you kind of brought up a little bit with the coaches. They've had 3 coaches in their history.
Well, not in their history, just since the 60s.
Okay, since the 60s, sorry. I think it's the Ravens. I was thinking of the Ravens.
The Ravens, they just hired their 4th head coach.
Yeah, but the Steelers have been this organization that is like, we don't fire coaches, we stick with them through and through. Mike Tomlin retired, said, like, I don't want to do this anymore. And you're looking for this guy that could be that, stability piece, like John Harbaugh, bring in that culture, and then you bring in Mike McCarthy. Is Mike McCarthy going to be running the Steelers for decades?
Yeah, that was my other. I do think that's a great point. Is like, how long are we getting Mike McCarthy for? we got Bill Cowher for 15 years just about. We got Mike Tomlin for almost 2 decades.
Years.
We got Chuck Noll for like 25 years. So I think what you're saying
We're giving
does make a lot of sense.
Are we giving the franchise over to Mike McCarthy?
Yeah. No, it's curious. So I mean, I didn't hate it. I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be, but like I understand the frustration, and I don't think they're not gonna win a Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy.
And what was the hire for? Like, I just don't. I don't understand. I like the upside of like Clint Kubiak, for example. I think would have been like, I know he's first time head coach and all that stuff, but he gets to get his quarterback or be in the market for one, look for one, and be like, hey, this guy, I think I could transform him. But like, I could see like if Clint Kubiak is, does what not saying he needs to do what Mike Vrabel needs to do this year, but if he came in and like they were solid, good, had a quarterback and something to like build on, you could see him there for a long time. But I don't like what Mike McCarthy's going to be there for 5 years, and then we're
back to
getting a coach. Like I just So very curious decision. I mean, for the Steelers, I hope it works out. We'll see what they'll do in the offseason if Aaron Rodgers retires. It's the new chapter of the Steelers, and that's going to be interesting to watch over the years.
100%. All right. Well, Christian, we got 2 games to talk about.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned in the podcast last week, I'm sure we will find a way to spend an hour and a half talking about them. Because that's what we do here. We just break down fools, All right, let's start with the AFC Championship game. It was the first game on the docket. 10-7. Patriots over Denver. Patriots back in the Super Bowl. They're 12th, just really running away with that all-time Super Bowl record at this point. 4 over the second, the two-way, what is it, like the four-way tie between the Steelers, Niners, Broncos, and Cowboys at this point. I remember when the Cowboys had the record, for the record. I want that. I remember being a little kid, and the Cowboys had like 2 or 3 more Super Bowl appearances than anybody else did. And that was like the thing I held my hat on, and then everybody has just passed them. So that's fun. But, Christian, obviously the Jared Stidham factor, I think, came into this.
Of course, yeah.
I think the biggest thing we would be remiss if we didn't mention was that insane snowstorm that, to be honest, to just be frank about it, ruined this game.
Yes.
Totally ruined this game. When you're in the middle, when it is a 1-possession game in the fourth quarter, and you have a potential MVP quarterback rolling out on 3rd and 7 to just get rid of it. If that is not an encapsulation of what this game became, I don't know what is. That was absolutely... There's no circumstances you would ever see that except in something like this.
It was crazy? They showed during the game what it was like in Gillette, and it was worse.
It was worse. It was bad.
We were getting in Denver, which is crazy. So, like, if this was flipped, it still probably would have been a bad game.
It was. I mean, that was the weather across the nation all weekend. Everybody was dealing with it.
It's still snow on the ground, snow and ice, and it's gonna freeze tonight because it's gonna be below.
It was tough, and I think there's a lot of things to say about the decisions in this game. To be honest, I think the fact that Will Lutz's kick was at least tipped, that might have just been God helping out the world, because
you don't need more overtime in this.
Straight up, I do not know how long that game would have gone on.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That snow ruined. I mean, I don't think we're going to get saddled in for a great game. I feel like we could have probably got more Drake Wow plays, and I don't know, maybe Jared Stidham could have and Sean McPay could have schemed something up to do a little bit better, but I'll start with the Patriots, though, because the Patriots did win this game. As what's been the kind of progression of Drake May in this playoffs, he looked very rattled. Broncos had 3 sacks on him in that first half. 5 on the game, I believe. He looked rattled. He looked shaky. I will say though, he had great plays with his legs, particularly that touchdown at the end of the half after Jarrett Stidham just don't know what he was doing, but throwing the ball behind him, and then nice play design, nice play call by Josh McDaniel there, running a draw play. So great him in that second half picking up key third downs with his legs. He only had 86 passing yards on the game, but shout out to the Patriots defense. They were kind of doubted, and I know a lot of people are making fun of the Patriots. This was their baby. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You play who's on your schedule. I know they had the easy schedule, and then they played a Chargers team that had a banged up O-line. Justin Herbert hasn't played well in the playoffs. And they played the Texans. CJ Stroud just has a meltdown in that first half. There was four interceptions, and then this game, not their. It was a snowstorm. It was a weekend where across, like you said, across the nation, places were getting iced and snow, and yeah, it's unfortunate. But that defense, I think, played really, really well for the Patriots, and they've been playing all against the Broncos. I thought they were playing really, 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 really well. They stepped up. I think they had 3 sacks on Jarrett Stidham, so
yeah,
they were doing really well there.
Well, and I mean, I know it's easy to like poo-poo the Patriots and say, oh yeah, easiest schedule. Like they beat a Chargers defense that was not bad at all. They put up 21 points on the Texans defense in terrible conditions. Like, I mean, that's not nothing. And the Denver, I understand, like, to be honest, that offense looked stuck all game long against Denver. I do think you hit on the point. Like, the best thing that offense did was Drake May just running it himself. And I will say something I found out, that last play, that bootleg to pick up the first down and ice the game, that was not the play call. Drake May was told, he got the play in the huddle, he went and told everybody, and like, he had the intention. He's like, I was going to bootleg it out and just run it. He's like, that's what I was doing the whole time. So like, kudos.
But okay, so it was a bootleg, but like he was like, I'm not throwing this ball.
Yeah, but like he made the decision. I thought
he like went up and like made the play, like changed the play.
No, he made the decision saying like, I am going to just run this myself. Like, I'm not throwing it. And like,
I mean, yeah,
huge heads up play. I mean, he's the second youngest quarterback to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And like, for him in that moment to make that decision, and I mean, just know, like, look, we can't throw the ball.
Nobody scored point after the Broncos got that took that field goal Will Lutz to end the half. They didn't get to the red zone ever again. I mean, they weren't even in the red zone there, but like they didn't there was no points scored.
Yeah, I mean, no more points. Yeah, it was, and to be honest, like, I think that, again, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Patriots because they did win, but like, so much of what happened to Denver in this game
I think
felt self-inflicted.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Like, genuinely speaking, the way this game started, I was like, the Broncos might run away with this thing.
Well, yeah, they were talking about it snowing, but like, yeah, it did feel like they were running away with that game. Like I said, I took some notes. Stidham, I thought his running, I don't think that caught them off guard. Specifically,
True,
that
caught me off guard.
Yeah, that read option, everybody had a big gain there. And then that one play to Mims, that 52-yard on Christian Gonzalez. I think that the read option in that play, I think, is what ruined the game for them. Those two plays. I think Sean Payton got high on his little own supply there, and I think that's what made him, go for that 4th and 1 here, which I thought was, I mean, at the end of the day, that was the biggest play of the game. Them not picking up that 4th and 1 and not taking the 10-0 score there. I mean, that was the factor. I mean, I'm glad we didn't get more overtime of this because it was bad, but I mean, you cost yourself a chance.
Okay, so I think two things can be true at once. One, I mean, I was saying it alongside with you before that snap. I was like, they should be kicking a field goal here. They have an I understand it's 4th and 1. You have an opportunity with your backup quarterback to go up 10-0, preserve the momentum. You should do I think genuinely not Monday morning quarterbacking it. That was the wrong decision.
Can I just add to that a little bit?
Yeah.
Up until that point, the Patriots had 12 plays. They had run 12 plays and had 1 first down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up until that point.
I mean, they were not able to do anything like that. I mean, Will Campbell was getting killed out there. I mean, he was just getting mollywopped. Nick Bonito was bullying him. I mean, it was a tough day out there early on for that Patriots offense. But like, I also think on the point of the 4th and 1, like, two things can be true. One, it was the wrong call and they should have kicked that. But also B, I don't blame that as the reason they lost. Like, I know in theory it's like if they kick that field goal, it's a 10-10 game instead of a 10-7 game. But like, I don't think anybody knew what that game was going to become by the 4th quarter.
You knew it was going to snow.
I mean, but like, did you know you wouldn't be able to like throw it?
I don't know like how much information Sean Payton had, but these coaches always ask these players to be so detail oriented in everything that they do, when watching film, on your footwork and your hands and all that stuff. And Sean Payton, you have to know. I don't know, like, I knew you probably knew it was going to snow. I don't think you knew how much how much snow you were going to get, but I just think I mean, you're right, Jake. Like, that play, obviously, I mean, they had a kick later in the game where Will Lutz had it.
I mean, Will Lutz missed 2 kicks in this game.
I mean, well, one was blocked. That one was, like, he missed the first one in that first half, and then the second one in the third, Patriots got guy blocked it. I think from their practice, who was on their practice squad and got signed either the day before the game or something like that. So great job by him. But I mean, just at that point of the game, I felt like you had the momentum. Like, they weren't doing anything. Jarrett Stidham was fine, and he wasn't making mistakes. And I don't know, man. I think you take the points there, and then I don't know. You never know what happened. You can't throw the ball backwards, Stidham. You can't do that.
Yeah, that was a bizarre sequence because it went from like I didn't even think it was an intentional grounding because I was like, I mean, they're setting up a screen.
I thought he was outside of the pocket at that point.
Yeah, I thought.
Well, he didn't get past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's what but like, I guess they just ruled there. Like, there was the running back who was catching the screen was not anywhere in the vicinity, and then they're talking about like, actually, was it a backwards pass? And I'm looking at the replay, and I'm like, oh, that was a backwards pass. He threw that thing at like the 15, and it landed at like the 12. So, like, I mean, that was an ugly play. I mean, that was a screen that was busted immediately. Like, their running back is trying so hard to get to the flat, and it's just their linemen are getting moved and pushed. And, I mean, you also saw some uncharacteristic things from the Broncos' offensive line. Like, their offensive line was really struggling at certain points of this game. Quinn Miners got just wrecked on a play and gave up a huge sack in this game.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, and that's a first team All-Pro. So it was a bizarre game. It turned into an unwatchable game.
I did get bored with this.
I mean, it was terrible. Like, it was an unplayable game by the end of it, and it's a real shame that like that's ultimately how you decide your conference. But I mean, it is what it is. Like,
it is what it is. Points were a premium in this game.
And a couple things I want to point out really quick. One, I want to point out Jeremy Crenshaw, the Broncos punter. He's a rookie. Dude was a stud in this game. Absolute stud.
He's booting them.
He, in this game, had an average of 51.5, Of his 6 punts, 3 of them landed inside the 20. He gave up 2 return yards in this game. 2, I should add, the Patriots punt returner, Marcus Jones, who is an All-Pro. He was a second-team All-Pro this year. He's been a first-team All-Pro punt returner. So to only allow Marcus Jones 2 punt return yards all game long on 6 punts, I mean, bravo to that guy. I mean, that was a great game. And
well, it's bad. It's a bad game when we're talking about the punter and we're talking about special teams.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. But
that was a big part of them.
And the last thing I'll say is, I think there are so many teams after this game who have just got to be absolutely disgusted. So many fan bases should be disgusted with their team because the Patriots were a 4-win team last year.
For 2 years.
And they're back in the Super Bowl. They're back in the Super Bowl.
That you brought me to a point I wanted to make.
Yeah.
About coaching matters.
Yeah, 100%.
Coaching matters. And, I mean, we'll talk about the Rams on the quarterback side, but coaching matters so much in this game that we love. And, yeah, it's just – and then coach, you got to get your coach right, obviously. Your staff has to be all on the same page and all that on all the organization-wise. But also need the quarterback. And if you have those 2 things – you're in these games, you're in the regular season, you're in the playoffs, like you're playing for, the Super Bowl, and
It really has to be just a terrible feeling when, and look, you're a Dolphins fan, I'm a Cowboys fan, so like we kind of live this too, but there's a lot of teams in the NFL with a lot of fan bases that just year after year, they just see their team fail in this perpetual rebuild, or they're stuck in that 9-8, 8-9, and they're just being told year after year, one more year. We just need another year. It's year 2 of a 3 or 4 or 5 year rebuild. We're getting there though. We're making the right. Like you look at the Panthers with Bryce Young and Dave Canales. They're going into year 3 this next year of their experiment.
Still don't know.
And we're sitting here saying, yeah, the defense is coming along. It just needs a year, and they're going to get there, and they're getting better, and we're seeing progress. And it's like the Patriots won 4 games last year, and they're back in the Super. And look, I'm not saying like everybody got to be going to the Super Bowl. Like the Patriots got lucky in a lot of ways. It takes luck to get to the Super Bowl. Yeah. It takes skill. Like it takes all those things. But like the idea that like year after year these teams are never contending, and like these fan bases are just led to believe like it's just so hard to get it right. And the Patriots are like, we're going to draft the first-round quarterback who got us to the playoffs his rookie season. And you know what? He's fine, but he's not good enough. We're going to try and draft another first-round quarterback, and we're going to fire Bill Belichick. And we're going to bring in Gerard Mayo. Okay, actually, after a year of Gerard Mayo, we're good because we have a guy on the market. All those fan bases – They have that coach come on the market, and they're like, we should go fire our guy and get that guy. And all the teams are like, well, that's stupid. You can't do that. Why would you do that? And the Patriots are like, hell yeah, we're going to do that. Let's fire Gerard Mayo and go get Mike Vrabel. And, you just have a team that is, willing to take shots and put themselves in that position for them to be partly lucky, because that's luck favors the prepared.
Yeah.
To end up where they're at, after just a couple of years in the basement, it's a testament to this organization. And I think it should really make a lot of fan bases mad because they should look at the Patriots and go, why can't we do that? Why can't we do a semblance of that? We're not even trying to do that.
That's fair. And I think that is a great point that you're bringing up because, you go on social media and all that and even and going on and looking at what people are saying about the Patriots, and it's like, oh, they had a baby schedule, oh, they didn't play anybody in the playoffs. But it's like, no, let's look inward, guys. Why can't your favorite team do that? Like you said, they took a lot of swings, they took a lot of chances, and it pays off. They have to be smart, and like you said, there's some luck, but there's also some skill in that. And Robert Kraft, I thought it was. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was kind of silly once Tom Brady left and Bill was there and wasn't going right. He was like, "No, this is the standard I'm made at." I'm like, "Well, the standard was Bill Belichick, Tom Brady," but credit to Robert Kraft and be like, "No, I'm not one of these teams that are just gonna go." We had our decade or our era, and then just wallow in obscurity for years and years and years. Like, no, we're gonna go out and we're the Patriots now, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna do everything that we can to put a great product out on the field, and they got it right this year. And and a lot of factors had to come into it, but hey, it like that. This is a huge testament. And I do agree, Jake. Like that is ridiculous. Like me and you, both our franchises just stuck in this perpetual just failure. And we're restarting just now, and we got a guy that we're probably trying to get off the roster right now that we just paid a year ago. So
and again, I'm not trying to not I think Tua does get too much hate, but Tua's a great example. Tua is a very Mac Jones like quarterback where it's he's been good in the certain circumstances and right system. He's gotten you to the playoffs. I have a hard time believing the Patriots would have kept Tua for as long as the Dolphins have kept Tua. When organizations get a Tua like quarterback, or even like the Cardinals with Kyler Murray, they're just we would rather just take our chances and try to be okay and see if we can build on this thing and see if everything can just line up for us one time and we'll be good. Whereas the Patriots are screw that. No, we're not just going to – and again, I think what you said is I think I was one of many people that were well, once the Brady-Belichick era is over, have fun being the Bengals again because y'all are going to go back to obscurity. And they were there for a little bit, but here they are again. Have a top 5 quarterback probably, have a top 5 head coach, and even with a roster that's not even that great. Their roster has a lot of holes.
And they got aren't they going to the offseason with a ton of money?
Yeah, they have a ton of cap space. And again, some of that is luck, when you get to go to the playoffs without Mahomes, without Lamar, you don't have to see Josh Allen.
I ain't arguing about that. I get it. It's a little
It's luck, but it's also they all the other teams in the playoffs had the same path. The Texans had the same path. They would, if they had beaten the Patriots, they would have gotten to play the Broncos' backup quarterback. You know what I mean? It just Josh Allen could I'm not going to try to relitigate everything that happened in the Broncos-Bills game, but they missed their opportunity. I'm not going to sit here and knock the Patriots when they're the ones that were taking advantage of their opportunities in a field where the other teams didn't. The Chiefs played the same amount of games this year as the Patriots, and they couldn't win more than half of them. So, yeah, congrats to the Patriots. All right, let's talk about it.
Last
you got one more, yeah.
Yeah, last tidbit for the game. The Patriots have scored only 54 combined points in their 3 playoff games so far in 2025. This is from NFL Pro. This marks the fewest points scored by a team that played 3 games prior to making the Super Bowl, breaking the previous record low held by the 2000s Ravens.
And for the record, the 2000 Ravens scored 61 points in their first 3 games. So they still scored a touchdown more worth of points than the Patriots have, which is insane to think about given that the Patriots were one of the 3 best offenses in the league this year.
Yeah.
So.
Like I said, I think Drake hasn't played amazing, but he's made the plays when
he's needed to. That's really what it's come down to. He hasn't played great quarter to quarter, down to down, but he has, that touchdown pass to Booty against the Texans, that touchdown pass against the Chargers, picking it up with his legs against the Broncos and icing it. He's done what he's needed to. So.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, Christian, we got a big game to talk about in the NFC. The game of games, according to many This was supposed to be the best game played in like 15 years, according to DVOA and
It,
Advanced
I don't,
Analytics, and
I don't know
it
how it stacks up analytic
it
wise,
did
but it
not
was it.
disappoint.
Yeah,
It was
no,
a
it lived
great
up to the
game,
hype.
and there's a lot of things to say. Immediately, is this the best 3-game series we've seen from two teams in a single season? I think probably. I don't know what else beats it. Maybe the 2013 Seahawks 49ers, but that had a blowout in that sequence. That was the series that ended with the Michael Crabtree, Richard Sherman. Yeah. So that, I mean, that was a great one, but like, I mean, we had 3 games in this one. I mean, just again, like the first 2 games going into this one, right? 1-1. Both these teams separated by a single point and a single yard going into this game. And I mean, it was back and forth. Like, I called it after Seahawks scored a touchdown following the Rams muffed punt. I said that's a wrap. Like the Rams, the Rams are too decimated rest advantage wise to fall down by 2 possessions against this team in the second quarter. Like they're not gonna, and they almost did it. I mean, they had a little bit of some lucky breaks. Reek Woolen talking his trash, giving them
they got
new life.
Scored on the very next play
By Reek Woolen. Reek Woolen gave up that touchdown.
Yeah.
So, but hey, like, you go from having to punt it down 2 possessions to all of a sudden you score a touchdown and you're back in it. Now you just need to stop and a score. And I got to tell you that drive by the Rams that ended in the turnover on downs, it was one of the greatest drives I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, of just not necessarily saying the Rams put together the greatest, but like just pure football, of pure just like back and forth. Matt Stafford running it on 4th and 1, and DeMarcus Lawrence tackling him but not getting him down. Shout out to DeMarcus Lawrence going to his first Super Bowl, but and then for it to end on a turnover on down, Seattle to mug the line on that 4th and 4 and drop all but 2 defenders. The absolute cinema, absolute theater. Yeah, I mean, congrats to the Seahawks. I know we both had the Seahawks winning this game. I've obviously been a big believer of the Seahawks for most of this season. Was not going into the season, so I have to eat crow on that. I can't claim them like that, but like I figured it out. I figured it out pretty quick at least, so I take credit there. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of thoughts, Christian, but I'll let you kind of start. Like, what are you feeling about what you saw from the Rams and the Seahawks?
I mean, from the Seahawks wise, and I'll just go to that point you were making about the Patriots and on like changing the organization, and with Seattle, I mean, this is just it like coaching matters so much.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold was considered a bust. The 2nd overall pick to the Jets. Was there for like third overall pick to the Jets. Don't ask me what the year was.
2018. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he's in that draft class. Yeah. I mean, it would be there for what, 3-4 years, not work out. He's the backup for Carolina, came in. They had some spurts. Went to Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan was saying, like, hey, Steve Young. It took Steve Young a little bit to get started and, had the year he did with the Vikings. And I know it didn't go great in his last 2 playoff games, or the last 2 games he played for them. So I know it didn't end great, but, coming into Seattle, he has Clint Kubiak there, Mike McDonald, him in that defense, and it's just, yeah. And for me, like, we both picked, like you said, we both picked Seattle to win this game, but this is not what I thought was going to be the script for this game. I thought if Seattle was going to win, Sam Darnold was just going to be okay. He'll be fine. Yeah. But that defense was just going to dominate, and the Rams just weren't going to be able to adjust. But for Sam Darnold to come out here and go band for band, throw for throw, like out-duel Matthew Stafford, is crazy to me. Like I never would have thought that would have happened, but shout out to Sam Darnold and the Seattle organization. But man, dude, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
that I mean,
Christ.
he was the and look, all due respect to Puka, to Devontae Adams, to Matthew Stafford, like all due respect to them.
And they had some great catches, but
Jaxon Smith-Njigba was the best player on either team yesterday. The best player. I mean that they ran a scissor concept on that touchdown he scored in the back. Like that was
great,
nuts.
And that's what I'm saying. Steelers, Quick Kubiak got this creativity and got this dog. And got him just let's put him in the backfield just to confuse the defense. And I'm just man.
No,
but Kenneth Walker also had a great game.
Kenneth Walker. I mean, that was without Charbonnet. Like, what was that going to look like when they were leaning on Kenneth Walker more than they probably typically would? He was fantastic in this game. I mean, just and I mean, not even just like his down for down yardage rush. I mean, his success rate was not technically that high, but like he was so pivotal for fighting for so many extra yards. I mean, he made a lot of 2nd and 8s into 2nd and 4s and I mean, some of that was, credit to the Seahawks and moving the pile and stuff. But I mean, that was just something you saw over and over. And your point about Sam Darnold, I think, is spot on, because I will not lie to you. There was really the entire game where I was very nervous. I was somebody rooting for the Seahawks, obviously. I've been a Seahawks supporter for a lot of this year, and I really do believe they are the best team in the league. I was terrified knowing that my hopes and dreams relied on Sam Darnold, because the Seahawks defense, like, they're amazing. They're a great unit. They cannot stop that Rams offense. Yeah. The past 2 games we've seen them now, they have not been able to stop that Rams offense. And knowing that Sam, like,
for long, man.
At multiple junctions when the Rams scored and it's back to the Seahawks, and I'm like, oh my God.
I just thought about that. The play you talked about for Seattle, that play, which I think put them up. I will put them back in this game like 26, where they have both receivers flowing to the right side, and then Corum comes out of the backfield. That was a great play.
Oh yeah. No, and I mean, and it was like, and look again, like, I mean, I know that's more of a Rams play, but shout out to Clint Kubiak, and like it just over and over, it really felt like every time the Rams would score and bring it back within, I'm just like, or even at the end of the half when it was 13-10, and I'm just like, okay, they've lost momentum. Now I got to rely on Sam Darnold to like actually make something, and he does, and he goes and scores, and then he gets the ball at halftime and he goes and scores again, and then the Rams at some point scored and made it a game again, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I need Sam, and he would do it again. Like over and over, like he answered the call, and then the Rams turned the ball over on downs, and it's Sam Darnold's season to go put the game away. And homie does it. Sideline pass to Jaxon Smith-Njigba. He sailed that pass to JSN a little bit, but they got called with the holding on Cooper Kupp. That was fine. That pass to Cooper Kupp, though, that everybody, just so y'all know, that was a catch. The Brandon Cooks one was not a catch. I don't know what to tell y'all. Go read the rules. It's not confusing to anybody who's read the rules. I digress. If he does not put that ball exactly where he does, Cooper Kupp's not scoring a first down on that. And they're probably having to punt the ball away. And, I mean, it was just things like that.
I mean, at that point, if they don't convert, because that was a 3rd and 7, I mean, Rams, it was 3:20 left back in that game.
Yeah. I mean, over and over again.
And the Rams had some momentum. They had just scored.
And to –
Well, they had scored and then had the downs, but yeah.
But, I mean, they were moving the ball on that drive.
Yes.
Yes. Like, it really did to me – it felt inevitable that the Rams were going to score, and we were going to need Sam Darnold to go down the field and score, which, I mean –
It didn't happen, though.
I'm glad it didn't happen, but I honestly, like, he might have done it.
He could have.
He might have done it the way he was playing. And again, like, he had – it wasn't just, okay, we got you to stop. We won you the game, Sam. Like, okay, it's like Sam has to go and put the game away now.
Yeah.
And he did. And I mean, just so kudos to him. I mean, 36 pass attempts. This was not a Mickey Mouse game. 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no turnovers against this team that has plagued him. And I mean, just absolutely love it for Sam Darnold. You know, I've heard I'm going to have a short on this later this week, but like Shady McCoy came out here and was like still saying he's not impressed with Sam Darnold, and he's like, the Rams were rushing 4, which is like not even true. The Rams blitzed more against Sam Darnold this game than they did typically against anybody else. The Rams were one of the lowest blitzing teams in the league this year. They blitzed like 33% of the time against him in this game. And like, to go get it done over and over again. It's just, I don't know why we keep moving the goalposts for Sam Darnold. It's like, he's a bust. He's a backup. Well, he's a fine starter, but he can't win in big games. Okay, he can win in big games, but he can't beat the Rams. Well, okay, he can beat the Rams, but like, I'm still not that impressed. And it's just like, all right, so you just don't want to like Sam. You just don't want to like what you're seeing.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. You hit the nail right on the head, Jake.
And I have a couple other things I want to say about this game.
Cool, I would love to hear them.
One, John Schneider just made history. John Schneider, GM for the Seahawks, became the first GM ever to go to 2 Super Bowls with a totally different roster and a totally different coaching staff. There was no carryover from his days with Pete Carroll in the Legion of Boom. Okay. Nobody on that team is carried over. This is a totally different team across the board. He is the first coach to ever do that, or first GM to ever do that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was still working there.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's crazy. I thought shout out him, and like GM of the year, I think.
Bringing in Sam Darnold to pair with Clint Kubiak,
Sam Darnold.
There was a lot of people who did not like that move.
Taking the swing this year, the beginning of this year, is like, nah, DK, hey, we love what you did for us, but I think we got this dog right here.
And bringing in Cooper Kupp to be your number 2.
And bring Kupp, bring your number 2. Like, solid. Like, I know he had a rough year, past few years since he won the Triple Crown and he won the Super Bowl. But he still has some, great trust.
He had a touchdown in this game.
Not a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, he's still really good. I just think
pinch hits. That's what you need him for.
The injuries, I think, just the injuries. The injuries just really kind of sabotaged his career. And then, like with the Rams, I mean, the Rams brought in Devontae Adams. They drafted Puka. So, the Seahawks looks pretty. They're a pretty good ran team, and I'm leaning. I know we're not picking it officially. We got 2 weeks. I got to think about it, but. Vegas is with me here, and Seattle's the favorite right now, 4.5. Like, this team should be favored in this game.
I'm gonna avoid giving a take for now.
I'm just saying I'm leaning Seahawks. I'm not making a pick. I'm not making a pick right now. We're not picking the game.
I won't tease my pick. I won't even give an idea.
I just said I'm leaning.
No, I feel you. I do want to talk about the Rams, though, because I have a lot of thoughts on the Rams. I don't know if you have thoughts that you want to give first. I have a few things I wanted to say about them. Just talk about why I feel like they lost this game, kind of the perspective on their whole season, and kind of where they go from here.
I mean, from where they go from here,
I will say it is tough because they are, as you can imagine,
they deep in it.
Their cap space is actually not that bad. I will take that back. They have $43 million in cap space.
So they have room to get better.
Yeah, they have a lot of unsigned guys. Like, you look at that roster. It's a lot of mid-round picks. It's a lot of second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round.
Well, yeah, they had first-round picks since they got
Jared Verse is their only first-round pick. Starting on that defense.
They I do trust this this mind meld between the Rams GM and Sean McVay. I think they have done a really fantastic job. Like getting talent in the second and late round. Like Puka Nacua, obviously was fifth. He's taken. Yeah,
he's a fifth rounder.
Fifth rounder. Like they have done such a great job drafting. So I do trust them. I think it really just depends on if Matthew Stafford wants to come back next season. I mean, it's a big ask, for him to come back. Now he's getting an MVP. Did he need the Super Bowl? If he gets this MVP, he obviously is not playing the Super Bowl. But if he gets this MVP, are we putting Stafford in the Hall of Fame?
To be totally honest,
Or did he need the Super Bowl?
I think Stafford, to me, has met the criteria for the Hall of Fame, even if he doesn't get the MVP.
Even if he doesn't get the MVP,
I think it's silly because, like, at some point, you're having a debate just about accolades, right? Like, if we're gonna look at Matt Stafford, who had a 46 touchdown season, I mean, a absolutely sensational year, and he loses the MVP to Drake May, who had, in my opinion, even a more sensational year for a lot of reasons we don't talk about right now, but just saying that, like, because I know there's been a very heavy debate online. It's like, what are we doing? Like, I'm not going to hold, oh, well, Matt, I know you had this incredible season, but, like, you didn't get the MVP. Like, no, like, he had an incredible season. He's got the Super Bowl. Like, this is what I wanted to see Matt Stafford do. But when he won the Super Bowl years ago, we had the same conversation. It was like, what does he need to do to get to the Hall of Fame? It's like, if he plays 5 more years, I need to see him get to a conference championship or two, maybe get an MVP, and like, he might. Like, he might. He won first team All-Pro. He's got a first team All-Pro on his resume now. Like, and yeah, I mean, if he had won the MVP and had gotten to the Super Bowl and won it, I mean, shoe-in Hall of Fame.
Yeah, shoe-in, yeah.
But like, he still put together a sensational season. He's got the Super Bowl. He's been to the playoffs now. I mean, this is what his 5th year with Sean McVay. He's made it to the playoffs 4 out of 5 years.
4 out of 5.
And he's won playoff games. I mean, look, I know it's, again, kind of nitpicky, like ticky-tacky, but like, the Eagles, we saw the Eagles last year literally steamroll everybody in the playoffs.
They got to this team.
And the one team that took them to the wire, 15 yards away from beating them in their stadium in the snow, was that guy. Like, that matters. So, to me, I think Matt Stafford I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think at this point he is officially a Hall of Famer.
But like, even with that, I still think they'll be competitive. I imagine, like, it might be a little bit rough next year if they can't go out and get bring Matthew Stafford back. But I mean, I trust the GM and Sean McVay to find talent out there. Like you said, they are going to probably lose some players. Obviously, they can't sign everybody back, but I trust them to, with their free agent signings. If they don't go into the season with Matthew Stafford next year, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be. If the
Rams trade for Joe Burrow, the NFC is in trouble.
I'd be pissed. I'd be like, what? Outside of that, I think it might be a little bit rough for the Rams, but like again, I trust the organization as long as Sean McVay is there and their GM.
Les Snead and Sean McVay are just such a duo.
As long as they're there, I trust what this team can do. I don't think they'll be a contender next year if Matthew Stafford's not on the roster. I know they play in a tough division now. I think San Fran's going to get healthier. Seattle's going to be Seattle, I think. And then Cardinals, we can just waive them. So it's going to be tough for them. I don't think they would make the postseason next year, but I still would like them moving forward. Like, I still have trust in them moving forward, even if they don't make the postseason next year without Matthew Stafford.
See, I don't think they're at risk of missing the playoffs. Like, again, if they have to trot out a random
division.
Quarterback.
They had a tough division.
But I mean, they had a tough division this year, and they.
But they had for playing MVP level.
I hear. Look, I feel you. I feel you on that.
Like, what with Malik Willis?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Next year with Malik Willis.
I hear what
next
you're
year
saying.
We're expected to play Seattle twice.
But I mean, this nucleus is still just so good. I mean, it's so young. It's
twice.
So good. They're deep. And the thing that to me, obviously we know what Sean McVay brings, but for Les Snead, he has proved it's the moves that he makes. It's just probably gonna be the right move.
Yeah.
Like if I go trade 2 first rounders for this player, probably gonna be good. Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller. You know, if I don't and I draft guys in the 3rd rounder, that guy's gonna be a quality starter on my defensive line. That guy in the 5th round I picked is gonna be a damn near Triple Crown winner for me. Like, I mean, Cooper Kupp wasn't a first rounder. Like, it's just like this.
Is it 2nd or 3rd?
I think he was a 3rd. Don't quote me on that. But I mean, like, it just, you know, or I'm going to go get Devontae Adams, and he's going to lead the league for me in touchdowns because he's going to be exactly what my offense needs. Like, it's just things like that just, they consistently make the right decision.
I mean, I think I'd try to run it back.
I would too. I
would try to run it back.
I don't love the idea of, like, after the Bucs won the Super Bowl and they made, like, no changes, and everybody's just like, what is there to change? It's like, I don't know, this team was, like, 500 around the halfway point of the season, and they won their last 5 games, got on a roll, and won this. Like, this was not wow, this team was just so good, it beat everybody. Like, they got hot at the right time, and they won a Super Bowl. They didn't improve on anything, and then they got bounced in the divisional. Like, this is the team for the Rams. You should just run it back. You should just run
it back. Like, sign as many people as you can, get the important pieces right, and try to run it back.
And I did want to talk about 2. One, I think a small element that cost him this game was a little bit of Sean McVay's game management. Yeah. They should have gone for 2 after they scored that touchdown to put them at 26. They kicked the extra point. And instead of going for 2 to make it 28, because like if you miss the 2-point conversion, it's 26-31. It's the same as 27-31. And what it did was, instead of at 4th and 4 being able to kick the game-tying field goal, they had to go for it and to try to take the lead, because a field goal at that point, it's like, I can't be kicking a field goal with the best offense in the league in the game of all games. Like, I have to go for it here.
I think you maybe could have still took the points there. You still had 5 minutes left. Now, I mean, unfortunately, the Seahawks did have that drive.
You're banking on your defense getting a stop that they didn't get. Yeah.
So
you are technically they got it, but they didn't. Not when it mattered.
I mean, you're banking on that. So, I maybe could have took the points there, but I do hear you. Like, that is the decision. That's a decision I can hear you on. At the end of the game, the context matters. 2nd quarter, we don't need it. We should probably not going for 4th and 1-0 in the 2nd quarter when we're defense playing great and we're gonna be up 2 possessions. This I can hear you out on. Like, it's 5 minutes left. It's tough. We score here. We get the lead. Yeah.
Well, and this is the point that I really want to make, because I think something we can learn from the Rams when we're trying to figure out who can go to a Super Bowl, right? It's like, okay, well, why did we like the Rams this year? It's like, well, they have the coach, they have the quarterback, they have the amazing weapons, they have a great defense. Like, they checked all of these boxes, but like, what was the box they didn't check? Special teams.
Fired their coordinator this year.
They
in the middle of the year.
They were not just not good at special teams. They were bad at special teams. It cost them multiple games this year. It cost them this game. It cost them the game against the Seahawks in Week 16. It cost them the game against the Eagles. It cost them multiple. If their special team's not even good, if it is below average, they are easily the 1 seed. Easily the 1 seed. And it's just so frustrating if you're a Rams fan, like, you just have to be so frustrated. And I think it speaks to this idea that, like, what it takes to go to the Super Bowl, and what it takes is you have to be competent everywhere. You don't have to be great everywhere. Nobody's going to be great at everything, right? You just cannot be bad at something. Yeah. And over again, we see this team is bad at this thing, and it costs them their season, because the deeper and deeper you go, the stakes get higher, the margins get smaller, and when you are visibly bad at something, that's when it costs you. That's what cost them in this game. And I mean, you look at the Patriots. Patriots are not great at a lot of things. Like, they're a great pass game. They have a good defense. They do some things really well on defense. But, like, they don't do anything bad. Their special teams is actually really good. The Seahawks. Yeah, we had some questions about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's not a great quarterback. Sam Darnold a lot of times wasn't even a very good quarterback, but like he wasn't bad. He wasn't the Seahawks nowhere are bailing water. And like I think that it's just a lesson to learn. Like when you're trying to figure out who can and can't go to the Super Bowl, you have to figure out where is this team bad anywhere? And if they are, it's probably going to cost them their season. It's probably going to be the thing that does them in. So good luck next year, Rams. Run it back. Fix that special teams. This roster is top tier. I think the Seahawks are the best team in the league, but like anybody who said they thought the Rams were, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't.
I mean, it was them and the Rams. Like it was those two teams.
Yeah.
I think that were the best teams in the league this year.
And
well, I mean, with the Patriots, obviously.
Well, and it also doesn't help that the Rams were on their 7th road game in 9 weeks, 3rd straight road game this week, and having just played an overtime game against the Bears. Like, at some point, that's also going to catch up to you. So, yeah.
Although for the Patriots, they're 9-0 with including the playoff wins. They're 9-0 on the road this year.
First team to ever do it.
First team to ever do it. So, all right, well. We recapped them, Christian. We did it. We don't know what Wednesday's going to look like, y'all, because it's not like we have a game to pick yet. So I'm going to pick the Pro Bowl.
We're going to pick the Pro Bowl, yeah. So we'll hit y'all back later this week with.
No, that's the next week. So it's not honors is the week of the Super Bowl.
Honors is the in the days before the Super Bowl. So we'll probably do the honors and the Super Bowl pick probably in the episode before. Maybe we can do honors next episode. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll hit y'all back with content, but we appreciate you. We love you. We're everywhere. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Apple, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a rating, give us a share. Come argue with us in the comments. I promise you, I will argue with you if you come at me. Until next time, though, take it easy, take it sleazy. It's been a fun season. We got one more game to go, so go enjoy it. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.